All right, algebra students, since I'm gone, I'm going to be delivering this lesson through a video for you guys. So we are on 2.2 now. Now we're going to actually be solving some inequalities, doing one-step equations. We're going to be doing that with addition, and we're going to be doing that with subtraction. All right, so now we're actually going to do some algebra with these things. All right, it's going to be very similar to what we did in chapter 1. If you lose track along the video and you can't follow along with the notes, it will be posted on Google Classroom also, so you can check it out later if you need to. Okay, so let's dive into this and see how we're going to end up solving these things. All right, so solving one-step inequalities is much like solving one-step equations. So here is what we did in chapter 1, like x minus 3 equals 7. Okay, we had equations like that. We solved those. We're going to do the same thing today, but we're going to have ones like this. X minus 3 is less than or equal to 7. Okay, so almost the same thing. It's still going to involve the same two algebra steps. Okay, so our first one that we're going to have is our inverse operation. Okay, same step as we did in chapter 1. That means we're going to be doing the opposite of what we see. Okay, canceling out numbers. Second step, you guys love this one. Rule of cow. Okay, so same thing in chapter 1. What we're going to do to one side of the equation, we're going to do the same thing to the other side of the equation. All right, so it's the same steps, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do with this little inequality symbol. All right, so let's check out our first ones here. We're told to solve the inequality, and then we're going to graph the solutions. Okay, so here's what we got. X plus 12 is less than, because my point is over here, less than 20. All right, so we're going to set this thing up and solve it just like a normal algebra equation. I need to cancel off my 12, so I'm going to go minus 12, minus 12. I'm going to get my lines across here just like a normal algebra problem. It's just a one-step problem, so we're going to have x. You're going to keep this same exact less than symbol, and then you're going to do the math here, and then we'll end up with 8. Okay, so our answer is x is less than 8. All right, x, jeez. All right, x less than 8. Okay, there's our solution. So now we want to put this thing onto a graph. We're going to make a number line. All right, so make yourself a nice simple number line. All you're going to do is put down the number 0 for a reference point and put down the number 8. We're just going to use those two numbers for our graphing. All right, now to graph this thing just like we did in 2-1, start with 8. There is no equal to part, so it's going to be an open circle on 8. All right, now look at where the x is. X is over here on the less than side. So that means we need to show that x is everything smaller than 8. So we're going to start at 8, and we're going to draw an arrow going this way to show all the numbers smaller than 8 could be a possible answer for x. All right, perfect. We solved it and we graphed it. Let's try a few more. Okay, so here's my next one I got. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to solve the inequality. Then we're going to graph the solutions. So here we have 0.9 is greater than, because it is the opening toward 9. So greater than or equal to n minus 0.3. All right, same steps as a normal algebra problem. We're going to cancel off this minus 0.3. So we're going to go plus 0.3 plus 0.3 to this side. All right, get your lines across there just like a normal algebra problem. This would end up canceling. All right, so we would do the math on this side, and we're going to end up with 1.2. Use this same exact symbol and bring down your n. All right, so my answer is 1.2 is greater than or equal to n. Okay, so we got our answer. Now let's go ahead and graph it. Sketch yourself a line. Use 0 as a reference point. And somewhere on your number line, put down 1.2. Okay, perfect. All right. Now for this one, first we're going to start, let's put ourselves a circle on 1.2. And because it has the equal to part, it's going to be a filled in circle on 1.2. All right, filled in circle 1.2. All right, now take a look at the n. My n is over here. Take a look at which side of the inequality it's on. All right, this is the greater side, but my n is over here on the smaller side. It's on the point of the inequality. Okay, so that means n is going to be less than, it's going to be smaller than 1.2. So that's what I want to show. Okay, since my point is over here with the n, that means n is smaller. So I'm going to arrow over that way to show all the numbers smaller than 1.2 are possible answers. All right. Okay, try these two out on your own, see what you guys come up with. Go ahead and pause the video, and when you get done, after a few minutes, we'll play the video and take a look at our answers. All right, let's check out what you guys got for these things here. Okay, so here's our answer for the first one. We would want to cancel out the +1. So we'd go -1, just like a normal algebra problem. All right, and when we do that, we end up getting S, same symbol, and 9. All right, so S is less than, because here's our point over here on the smaller side, over here with S. So S is less than or equal to 9. Okay, so now we want to show that on a graph. So put in a filled in circle on 9 because it has the equal to part. So you want a filled in circle, and you're showing that S is everything smaller than 9 because S is on the smaller side. All right, problem B had some fractions to do, but still just a one-step algebra problem. Here's your -3. We're always concerned with what's in front of what we're working with. So we need to cancel out the -3. So we do +3 +3. We end up with 5.5, same symbol the whole time, and t. All right. 5.5 is on the greater than side because the opening is over here with 5.5. So 5.5 is greater than t. To graph it, first let's get ourselves a circle on 5.5. All right, open circle because we don't have the equal to part. Okay, so there's our circle on 5.5. Look at where your variable is. Your variable is on the smaller side of the symbol, the less than side. So we need to show everything smaller than 5.5. All right, there's your answers for those problems. Let's take a look. I think we got some word problems next to work out. All right, so our word problem. So we're going to do the same thing. We got Sammy has a $30 gift card. She has already used $14 of the total value. Okay, so she's already spent $14. Write, solve, and graph an inequality to show how much more she can spend. Okay, so we want to figure out how much money is left on the gift card for her to spend. All right, before you do the algebra, maybe some of you guys have solved this already. You've figured out how much money she has left. That's a good idea because it'll help us set up the algebra. So really, if she spent $14 on her gift card, all right, and she has 30 to go, so she has, we'll put our answer over here. She actually has $16 left to spend. Okay, so we know that that's the answer. That's going to help us set up our algebra problem. Okay, so here we go. Just like in chapter 1, we need our target number. Okay, your target number represents the total. So if you're looking at this problem, here is our total right here because we're told that she has that much on her gift card. All right, that's her total amount on the gift card. So we're going to put down 30 right there. All right. Now we're not going to fill in, usually an equal sign would go there, like chapter 1, but we're not going to fill that in yet. Instead, we're going to set up our algebra. All right, we'll fill in our symbol last. Okay, so our algebra on this side. All right, so we're going to take a look at her story. She's already used $14 of the total value. Okay, so far, she has spent $14. Okay, so we want to find out how much more she can spend. Okay, so we need to take and put our X down here with this 14, and we're trying to get to our target number. We're trying to get up to 30. Okay, so what we're going to say is she's already spent $14, plus she's going to spend some more money, which is going to be X, and eventually she will spend all the $30 on her gift card. So we're going to say $14 plus another amount to get to the $30 she has to spend. All right, now let's make a decision on what our symbol is going to be here. Okay, so she only has $30 to spend. Okay, we don't want her to go over $30 because this is like all she has. Okay, she doesn't have any more on her gift card than 30. So this represents 30 represents her maximum amount she can spend. Okay, we want to make sure she doesn't go over 30. So on our algebra side, we want to show that this side can't go over 30. All right, it could equal 30, but it can't go over 30. So our symbol is going to look like this. We're going to make sure the less than symbol is over here or equal to. Okay, we're going to use that one because what that says is 14 plus X has to be less than, because we got our point, so 14 plus X needs to be less than or equal to 30. All right, we're making sure this side will not go over 30. Okay, so now we got that set up. All right, and we already know that X is 16. Okay, so if we were going to go through the steps and solve that equation here, all right, we would end up with X less than or equal to 16. Okay, because we already figured that out up here. All right, so what that means is she could spend either exactly 16 more dollars to get to this amount, or she could spend anything less than 16 and still be under that $30 gift card. Okay, so that's what we want to show on our graph. We're going to put our line here. We're going to put down 0. We're going to use 16. Okay, so there's our graph set up. We're going to put 16 as our answer, so we're going to put a filled in circle on 16 because it could equal 16. All right, and then we're going to go from 16 all the way, but we're not going to go past 0 because she's not going to spend negative dollars. So what she can do is we'll put a stop right there. She can spend anywhere from 0 to $16 and still be not over 30 for her gift card. Okay, so that's what we're saying. We're saying Sammy could spend 0 to $16 left on her remaining gift card. All right. Try this one on your own. See what you guys come up with. All right, and then we'll take a look at our answer in a few minutes. Okay, so let me help you get set up here. Miss Lawrence wants to buy an antique bracelet at an auction. She is willing to bid. Here's our key phrase: no more than. Okay, $5.50. So she doesn't want to go over $5.50. So that is our maximum amount. That's the maximum she wants to spend. That's going to help you figure out what symbol to use. See if you guys can get this set up. Maybe figure out the answer first and then go from there. Pause the video and we'll see what you get in a few minutes. All right, let's take a look at what you guys came up with here for this. Okay, so here's our target number on this side. All right, I'll just fill that in. Okay, that's the total that she had to spend. Here is our algebra over here on this side. Okay, so what we're saying is the highest bid is $475. Okay, plus Miss Lawrence can add a little more money to the bid, but we want to make sure she doesn't go over the $550. Okay, so we're taking what she did so far. We're going to add a little more to that, but we don't want to go over $550. Okay, so we're going to use the less than symbol to make sure that this side does not, that stays less than, because we got the point here, less than or equal to 550. We want to make sure this side will not go over the 550 amount. All right, so if we take a look at this and see, we'll do our algebra. We get x can be less than or equal to 75. So that means she can spend either less than 75 or equal to 75. And that's how we'll graph it. Here's our filled in circle on 75, and it's going to go from 75 to just to 0. All right, so she can spend anywhere in this amount and still not go over 550. All right, I hope that one worked out for you guys. Here is your assignment today. I'll leave this up there on the board, and you guys can work on that. When I get back, let me know if you guys have some questions, and we'll figure out how we go about solving those. You don't have to do problem number 9 or problem number 31. Okay, you guys can take those ones off. All right, we'll see you guys next time in class. Thanks for watching.